hey, it's our last Wednesday. And if we're still home, then that means we're running out of days to get back to school. Hopefully, though, we can pull that off sometime soon. I'll run you through one last lesson. That's pretty simple as well. I hope you have it printed and paying attention. Up here, we talk about this graph below. It has two real solutions. You can see it's crossing the x-axis in two specific places. It is crossing at x equals 1, and it's crossing at x equals 5. Okay. The last video I had last week, I told you the cool thing about these is if you put the positive one as a negative one in a factor or a binomial, and you put the positive 5 as a negative 5, and then you FOIL, you would wind up with this, and that would actually be the equation of the line. Here, notice we crossed in two places. Sorry, we have two real solutions. Here, we're only touching x-axis in one spot. We have what we call one double root. Okay? The reason it's called a double root is because what we do with this one, notice x is 1. X is 1. Okay? And we calling it a double root, which means x is 1 again. We just doubled the root. Oh, so we can put the negative 1 with the x in here, and the negative 1 with an x in here. And following the FOIL you got recently from me, you would wind up with x squared minus 2x plus 1. And there's the equation of the graph, okay? The thing about this last one, though, this thing is called, this has no real solutions, and that's because it never touches the x-axis. So if there are no real ones, they must be fake ones, but we call those imaginary, and we'll learn more about imaginary numbers and further math after this class. Okay, but for now, just realize that this has no solutions or no real solutions. All right, I'm going to work two of these problems real quick for you, and then I am going to have you pause the camera, you work the other ones, and we're going to go from there. You're going to tell me if these things have double roots or how many solutions they have and what their coordinates are. So look here, this thing is crossing at 1 and it's crossing at 3. This has two solutions. If you want to be more detailed, they are two real solutions, and the two coordinates for them, 1, 0 and 3, 0. Now, if you were going to work this out, it's x minus 1, x minus 3, and you would wind up with x squared minus 4x plus 3 as your final answer. Okay? Let me skip down here to this third one. Notice that we are not touching the x-axis at all. There are no solutions to this particular graph. Okay, no solutions. And so if it asks for the coordinates, that's not available. You're unable to do that. Okay, and let's drop straight down here and we'll work this last bottom right one together. It says how many solutions are there? There is one, if you remember what it's called, double root or double solution, or 1 double 0. It is located at, notice that's a 2, that's a 4. So the double root is located at x equals 4, or at 4, 0 is the actual coordinates. Okay, since it's a double root, that means x equals 4 and x equals 4. If you're so inclined to solve these out and find the equations, you do positive becomes negative in here, this positive becomes negative in here, and you wind up with x squared minus 8x plus 16. All right, take a minute, pause this video real quick. You need to work the other 3 problems, and then I will finish by providing the key for you, okay? All right, here we go. Hope you paused it. If you didn't, I'm getting ready to start the key. Back up here to this top problem, we notice that we are crossing at negative 4, 0, and we're crossing at 0, 0. So if we cross in two places, we have two real solutions. If you're wanting to work this one out, this is a little bit different. We do the opposite. So instead of a negative 4, I put a plus 4 in here. But notice, it doesn't matter if I plus or minus 0. That just drops away. So this one's a little bit different. I'm just going to get x squared plus 4x, and that's going to be the final equation here. A little bit tricky, but most of you are probably able to get that. Okay. This one down here, oh brother, we are not touching the x-axis at all. Therefore, we have no solutions. And there's no need to give coordinates because there's no solutions. This last one, oh hey, it's got another root right on the axis. So you should have said this was one double root if you got that detailed with it. Okay. The root is at negative 2, 0. So that means x equals negative 2. And since it's a double root, x also equals negative 2 again. Okay. We put the opposite of these in our little binomials. So the negatives become positive in the binomials. We FOIL this thing out for x squared plus 4x plus 4. And that concludes week 8's lesson for Wednesdays. I hope you've been working. I hope you've been learning. I hope we've had a chance to talk in the classrooms, in the Google Hangouts, and been able to keep in touch. I look forward to communicating with y'all whenever and however possible. Have a good day.